I have here today the computer out of a Bally Revenge from Mars, which is a Williams Pinball 2000 game. If you needed some evidence that I know what I'm talking about. This is the Prism card. This actually has all the ROM storage on it. There's no hard drive or compact flash or anything like that in here. So the boss man Gar was kind of concerned about the health and well-being of this computer. So I took it out to inspect. The CPU fan that it had was bad, and now has a much larger fan that I just swapped the old cables over to it. The power supply fan is good. I did the other game that we have here, Star Wars Episode 1, and I ran into some trouble with that. The power supply fan, and this was seized. The power supply fan was seized, and the CPU fan was like broken, like physically, the whole thing broke out. So I replaced both of those, and then I put the computer back in the game, and I started having issues with it. Like it would just reset, and sometimes it would not boot into the game at all. So I did a little bit of research, and as it so turns out, if you take the Prism card out, and you just turn this on, yeah, you better boot up. This way you can see the RAM check. You see how it kind of skipped and started over? Well, the other one would just kind of do the RAM test infinitely, and it would never progress past this screen. As you can see, disk boot failure, and that's because there's no Prism card installed. So, theoretically, this should be all good. I should be able to put it back in the game and hopefully not have any issues. Can I plug this back in one-handed? Kind of. Maybe. Yes. And then I need to get how we get this back over. There's like so much stuff in here, and this connector is apparently broken. So I have to be delicate here. So now that I have the Prism card back in, it will not show up on here because it's then goes into like arcade monitor mode. It's 15 kilohertz. So yeah, the problem that I had with the Episode 1 was the RAM stick. I wound up cleaning the contacts thoroughly and sprayed a lot of deoxit into the slot. There is a CMOS battery in here, but I think the BIOS is just kind of hardwired for all the necessary settings. You don't have to like do anything really with this. For these slot things. So this is like a Cyrix Media GX motherboard, I think it said. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can plug in here. So it's supposed to be like the VGA and the audio out, and then there's like a mouse port, serial, parallel. The serial are actually used by the game. That interfaces the driver board stuff in here. I just glanced at that cap. That it looked like it was domed, but it isn't. So there was some monkeying around in this game. You can see there's all this nonsense with the power switch. So I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe that was replaced at some point. This is the sound amplifier. So that's what that plug is. I guess that's for the sound. That goes there. I actually modificated this amplifier a couple of years ago. That was how I was able to record all the music in Revenge from Mars. Or at least I hope it was all the music. Otherwise, it's false advertising. But anyway, I'm going to put these brackets back in. I had to take them out because, as you can see, there's kind of a Space Invasion kind of thing there. So if you want to put RAM in this slot, you got to unplug this thing. This is the, I guess that's the mouse connection. But I wound up using the other slot. But the only way to get at that is you got to take the I'm assuming it's a sound card, onboard sound VGA out. You got to take that out. I tried rearranging these, and there's no other way to rearrange them because of all the tight space in here. So I only got one screw in here, but this is pretty solid. I'm glad that they were at least long enough. Otherwise, that would have been really bad. What do I got here? I got two of these. So let me put this back together, and I'll throw it back in the game, and hopefully it runs reliably. But I don't know how long that fan has been bad. It was a Cooler Master fan. So bear in mind, this is a 27-year-old game. You believe that? Where does the time go? So yeah, let me put this back together and I'll be back. Okay. You know, my slots put back together. I want to do a helpful PSA here. Even though this is modern-ish technology, it does use an old-fashioned AT power supply. You can see there, I got a zip tie in the middle. Actually, I think maybe they zip tied this, and that's where I got the idea from. One of the two computers had that like zip tied in the middle, and that's actually a good thing because this is a helpful PSA. The ground wire. This is two separate plugs. It's what is it? A P8, P9, I think is what it's called. The ground wires, the black wires, actually go in the middle. And they zip tied them together so that you can't screw that up. So whoever did that, +1 to you. That was actually kind of brilliant. But yes, do not mix those up or you will have significant problems. Another helpful PSA is the capacitors on here. I don't think there are multiple motherboard revisions. This one's like completely different from the episode 1, but I think these predate the bad caps era. But I did have to recap episode 1. Episode 1 did have some problems with it years ago. This is like 6.5 years ago. So, all right, I can go put this back in the game, and we'll see how it works. Okay, so here's the computer stuck in the game. It kind of slides into that bracket assembly at the top there, but it's got the little nubs. It just kind of hangs out, which is very handy. So I have to plug all of these back in. And there's a tight fit here. I have this upside down. Are you upside down? There we go. There's the VGA. And this is not really... Yeah, this is a parallel cable. That's a parallel cable. And... serial cable. And that is the speaker plug there. And in the back, where you can't see, is the power. So let me set this down. Turn this awkward power switch on. And it would probably be helpful to turn the power on. Just leave that thingy hang out. And there better be something that's going to pop up on the screen. There it is. So it's reading the prism card. It is booted up. And it should go click clack. There we go. And there's me, I'm the highest score, but I cheated. That was actually from when I recorded all the music. Okay, so I'm just going to tighten all these in. You can see the flux capacitor there is fluxing, so that's a good sign. And should probably give the marquee light a gander, because I don't know if I've replaced the bulb and starter recently. I forget which of these games I've had issues with the lights. Alright, and then finally, you just kind of lift this up, in, and it's just kind of locked in place. If the focus will work. Alright. And now, get to there are no errors. That is incredible. While I'm in here, let's make sure the lights work. Okay. We'll do the solenoid test. Let's go back, show that again. All right, so looks like we have a healthy game. So I can throw the marquee back in and probably clean it, because free play pinball takes a lot of abuse. So I hope this was educational. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, click subscribe, click like, leave a comment. Thank you.